What's up, y'all? We back. We are back. We are back. I know the notifications probably aren't going out, and that is cool. We're gonna make it do what it do. I'm trying to get this stuff done, y'all. I got energy. I had me some coffee. So we're gonna talk about Love and Marriage DC. Welcome, 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 everybody in the room. What's up, Lemon Kush? Hey, Cool Gamer. What's up, Tan? Michelle, how you doing? Hey, Wendy. What's up, my love? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. So we are getting ready to get into this. Real quick, congrats. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, Two Geeks and a Nerd podcast? What's up? How y'all doing? So, hold on. Let me do this edit and then we about to get this party started. Um, I'll probably be back one more time tonight. And again, y'all know how YouTube is, the notifications, you only get a certain amount of notifications, so it might go out, it might not go out, but it's all good. We're gonna listen, y'all know me, I'm gonna talk to who I talk to, and people catch it in the replay, they'll have to catch it in the replay. Thank you, Barbara Bailey. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. We are definitely gonna have a 10K party. I have not scheduled it yet. I think, and I meant to say this on my members only live last night. We had a members only live last night. So if you're a member, go check, go see. You can catch the replay. But I meant to say this on the members only live last night. I believe that I'm gonna do the 10K party, and y'all been asking for a Kahoot, a Black History Month Kahoot. So I think we're gonna do like a game night 10K celebration, like all in one. I think we're gonna do it all together. So I have to look at my schedule and see what day I can do it. And then we're gonna keep this party. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Cookie, what's up? What's up? So, Love and Marriage DC last night. Let's get into this. First of all, overall, I think it was a pretty good episode. I was irritated by some stuff. But the stuff that I was irritated by are things that make for good reality TV, but it was irritating my soul. So so we're gonna get into that. But let's start at the beginning. All right, let me get to my notes. So we are still dealing with Lil Jamie and Big Jamie. Remember, Brittany set them up and had to come over to her house so she could have sort of like an intervention. I feel like what I can appreciate is that Big Jamie said, listen, maybe I haven't handled things in the best way. And Brittany was like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, that you are taking accountability for your part in this and not making this all about Lil Jamie and the and your mistakes. But Big Jamie says, listen, a lot of this stuff, I'm not gonna go through everything because we've talked about the Big Jamie, Lil Jamie dynamic. I think we know what it is. But Big Jamie says, listen, I'm gonna give you an alternative. He was like, and I mean this, like I'm serious about this. Either you need to agree to go to therapy or you gotta go. You gotta go live with your girlfriend permanently. I didn't have no problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that. And I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that from the point of view of he's saying, listen, I'm telling you that I don't think that I've always handled things in the best way. And it's not working for us. So we need to figure out a different way of communicating. And if we have to get a third party to help us, then that's what we have to do. But if you are not interested in fixing the relationship, then I no longer want to keep doing this back and forth with you. 1 minute we cool, the next minute you not. 1 minute you in the house, then you disappear for a week. I can't keep playing that game with you. So I'm going to ask you to go permanently live with your girlfriend if you are not interested in figuring out how we improve our relationship. Okay? Now, the flip side of this is tricky for me. The tears made me mad. It felt performative. I don't know. But here's where it gets tricky for me. I do not want to lessen anybody's experience, or invalidate is the better word. I do not want to invalidate anybody's experience. Far be it for me to tell somebody that their experience is invalid. And that's not what I want to do. But here's my problem. Little Jamie You have spent the better part of the last 10 years of your life fucking up. That's a fact. They say that you started getting in trouble when you were 16. You are now 26. You have stolen cars. You have robbed, burglarized. I forgot what the last charge is. I think it dealt with a weapon possession charge or whatever. And the minute they started talking to you about your future, what are your plans? What are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? You went into this, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I guess I'm just the problem kid. That's why I just go away. Because if I'm the problem kid, blah, blah, blah. Sir, you made yourself the problem kid. And again, I know I'm teetering in that. Is he really, not is he? He's dealing with some issues, right? But I also think a big part, in my opinion, and I didn't go to nobody's school for therapy, but in my opinion, you are dealing with the consequences of your bad decisions. And the reality of the situation is sometimes the consequences of our bad decisions have long-term effects. And what you're not getting ready to tell me is that nobody told you that when you were making these decisions. I'm sure your teachers told you. I'm sure your parents told you. Hell, the principal might have had a conversation or two with you. When you got arrested, you're not going to tell me that there was nobody in that juvenile detention center that pulled you aside and say, hey, man, you come from a good family. Like, you ain't about this life. Like, this ain't really you. I promise you that conversation happened. But you continue to make bad decisions, whatever those reasons were. I wasn't there when you made them, so I don't know. Whatever those reasons were, you kept making bad decisions. And now you are dealing with the consequences of those bad decisions. And it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy fix. You have a criminal record. Our society doesn't make it easy for people, especially Black men, with a criminal record to find gainful employment. They don't. That's a fact. And it's unfair, but it's the reality of the society that we live in. You have an advantage that a lot of men don't have. You have the advantage that you come from a family that can create opportunities for you. Okay, so they couldn't help you get the job down to the hospital. But your dad is an entrepreneur. He has his own businesses. Your mom is an entrepreneur. She runs her own businesses. They're in a position to create opportunity for you. And that's better than a lot of people. But I do think that he genuinely doesn't have the words. I honestly believe that he genuinely does not have the words to tell them. I believe that. But I also feel like you can't roll up and hide behind, well, I'm just a bad kid. Okay, it's all me. It's my fault. Now, again, that's me on the outside looking in. I don't know nothing more than what they done told us, but that's me on the outside looking in. How was he stealing cars and drive a Camaro? Quick might be onto something. I hate to say it. That's two different things, Mo Media. He was driving those cars. I mean, he was stealing cars when he was 16. He driving a Camaro now. Listen, Mo Media, your point is valid from the point of view of that's what not me. That's what his family has been saying all along. You were choosing to make bad decisions. Like, you didn't come from the hood. You didn't grow up in the hood. You didn't have to steal. You didn't have a need to steal. You were doing it because you were hanging with knuckleheads, and that's the kind of ish that they were getting into. Jamie even said when they were in the therapy session, he stole my car. So maybe the first crime he committed was against his own family when he stole a car. I know a lot of kids who stole their parents' car. I mean, good thing. But I know a lot of kids who did it. They wanted to go out. They were sneaking out. Maybe their parents had a nice car. Like, I know a lot of kids who've done that. This family meeting felt more like an intervention. It turned into an intervention, I believe it did. In the beginning, the one thing I can say is I felt like Jamie started off by saying, Big Jamie, hey, I got some issues that I need to deal with. And I feel like that's where he started. And then I do think it evolved into an intervention. I agree. Because that's how I felt towards the end. I was like, and I also don't think it was, I don't think it was as much of a setup as they made it seem like. I think they absolutely knew Jamie was going to be there. And I do think that the conversation, I don't think there was oh, look who's here. I think they knew Jamie was going to be there. They shouldn't be talking to him about a career. He's not nearly ready for that. Yeah, that might be too big of a chunk. I never understood the folks that come from a well-off family doing all that illegal ish. Peer pressure, wanting Wendy, I talked about that in a couple of videos ago. Working with kids, I've worked with kids in schools, and I've also worked in the juvenile detention center. And you'd be surprised, but a lot of times it's peer pressure. A lot of times it's you do get caught up in the wrong crowd. You do want to, it's not cool to be a nerd. It's not cool to be the smart kid. It's not cool to be the kid from the good neighborhood. You want to be a thug. You want street cred. So you do stuff to get street cred. Unfortunately, that's it. No, I'm saying the parents still treated him to a great life. Well, that's what Brittany said. Brittany was like, he's spoiled. Because again, how and I wasn't there, and I don't know nothing about how they raised this young man, okay? So I'm not indicting Jamie or Urena at all. But what I am going to say is, what were the consequences for his bad behavior? The first time you had to pick him up from the police station, what was the consequence for that? The first time he got suspended from school, or the second time what was the consequence for that? You understand what I'm saying? I told y'all I deal with kids all the time. They get suspended from school and come back with brand new sneakers. How does that work? What is that? That's the thing about parenting. You can do your best and the child can reach an age to make bad decisions. Exactly. And again, I'm not blaming them, because some kids are going to do what they're going to do. It doesn't matter where you live. We know what happens all the time. You can live in a gated community and find a way to get your ass in trouble. But the question is, what was the consequence? Because without any consequence, there's no change to behavior. And I think that's what the point you were making, Mo. Like, you driving around in the brand, and Jamie even said that we just bought him a car. He gets a ticket, and he want us to pay for the ticket. Why wouldn't he? If that has been the pattern, why wouldn't he expect y'all to pay the bill? If that's been the pattern. I'm sure they saw Jamie's car outside. Exactly. They saw Jamie's damn car. You paid for it. You bought it. You knew they were coming. And I don't know, because Jamie's acting wasn't all that great either. Who that downstairs? Oh, Brittany, you set me up. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, Jamie did agree. Little Jamie did agree to go to therapy, because at first he just said no, because he said, I don't need a psychiatrist. But what he said was, the reason why he decided to change his mind is because his father agreed to go, and it wasn't just for him. It wasn't about fixing him or getting him help. It was about all of them. So I can respect that. Okay. Next, we see Winter and Sherelle looking, because Sherelle is planning an emancipation party. It is her celebration. Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you. I thought he should have led with the family. Yeah, I feel like they should have kept that whole conversation. It could have been, listen, clearly what we've been doing isn't working, and we want to go to therapy. It's not just for you, it's for me and you to work with our relationship, because clearly I don't know how to communicate with you. My anger is da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't even think they should have got into, because they've talked about all that before. Like, they didn't say nothing that young man ain't heard before. So I agree. I feel like it should have just been about, listen, let's go to, I want us to go to therapy. I really want us to go to therapy. Now, first of all, Air, the restaurant where they were, Air is a nice little spot here in DC. If it looks familiar, it is. Air is where Jamie and Urena had their anniversary party last season. Remember the first episode last season where they had the anniversary party at the restaurant? It was Air. That's where they had the premiere. So they must be really good friends with the owner who they showed in this scene, because they filmed a few scenes, or they've done a few things as it relates to this show at Air. And I really think Jamie and Urena just hosted a Valentine's Day event at Air last week for the week of Valentine's Day. So shout out to Air and the owners and all that good stuff. It's a nice spot. If you're in DC, go check it out. It's a cool spot. Anyway, Winner is talking to Sherelle. Now, let me tell you, this scene irritated me for a few reasons. One, it was all about reality TV show bullish, right? Which is why we're here. But Winner says, I want to invite the whole crew to my emancipation party. And then she proceeds to refer to them as football players and the linebackers. So you're really not interested in being cool with these women. You're really not interested in being friends with these women. Because if you were interested in being friends and being, or at least just being cordial, you would stop insulting them. Because they're going to see this. They're going to see your confessionals. They're going to see that you call them linebackers. So once again, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. Why would you even open up like that if it's really sincere? So that already tells me that whether you hear on that bullish, that you really not hear about any type of reconciliation or any type of forward movement with these women. That's what that says to me. Now, it may say something different to y'all, but that's what it says to me. Then what irritated me was you want Sherelle to broker the conversation. Ma'am, did you not have a whole conversation with Ashley down to the fitness extravaganza last week? It didn't go so well. And you said, well, I think me and Ashley just have a lot in common. If we could get past the bullish, we could be best friends. Ma'am, you be bringing the bullish. You be bringing the bullish. Then Sherelle starts talking to Winter about what Urana told her that Joy said. Here's my problem with this whole conversation. And this is going to be my problem throughout the rest of this episode as it relates to this. Why are we playing word games? Why are we playing word games? You don't like all the steps? Me either, Miss Sharon, child. That is not a place for fat girls like me, okay? That's not what Ashley said on Twitter. What Ashley say on Twitter, Pacino? As much as Winter was the breakout cast member last season, she seems out of place this season. What didn't? Because y'all know I don't read all the Twitters and stuff, so I don't know what she said on Twitter, what she didn't say. I don't really be following what everybody, and Ashley tweets a lot, so I don't really be following everything that these people be saying down to the Twitter. I still don't know why Winter is still on this show. Nobody likes her. Child, I told y'all last week, why is she here? Why is she here? Here's what this one little curl, child. Here's my issue, y'all. I don't like the word games. I don't like the word games. And I love the fact that at the end of this episode, Urana said, girl, she may have used different words, but the words mean the same. Listen, words mean things. You're mad because you said that Joy called your husband shady. You jumped over everything else. You didn't have no problem with her saying that he was selfish. You didn't have no problem with her saying that he made selfish business decisions. He was unethical. Like, you didn't have a problem with none of those other words, but shady was what did it. Shady was what did it. That's like somebody saying to me, I ain't call you fat. I just said you were overweight. I ain't say you were tall. I just said you were short. Ashley was not feeling Twitter. Ashley wasn't feeling Twitter. I don't know what that means. Ashley wasn't feeling Twitter. Hey, Nikki. I think you meant to say something else, Pacino, because I don't know what that means. Ashley wasn't feeling Twitter. So I just don't understand. Like, you're mad over that word instead of the whole totality of the issue. So your issue with Joy isn't that word. Your issue with Joy is the whole situation. But instead of addressing the whole situation or even the elephant in the room, which is about whether you were actually dating this man, what's up, peace? Mwah. And I need to talk to you too, girl. I want to know where you were. That hotel looked beautiful. I want to know where it was. But instead of dealing with the issue, which your issue is the elephant in the room as it relates to Joy, your husband, Black, and this other woman. But you want to hop on this one word. So I had a problem with that because y'all playing games and y'all playing in my face and I ain't like it. Then we get to Quick and Ashley. Now, y'all know Ashley, my girl. I like me some Ashley, but Ashley, me and you disagree here, girl. We disagree. So Quick, they talking about Quick getting his street named after him, which is a great thing. I remember when it happened. I remember seeing it all over, social media and stuff. Shout out to Quick. You got the street that you grew up on named after you, and that is never anything to take lightly. That is a great, great accomplishment. Then Quick says, I really love you, yada yada yada, but I'm a little irritated with you right now because you kept something from me. And Ashley was like, "What you talking about?" And he said, "Well, our son got suspended, and you ain't say nothing." And she was like, "Well, I mean, somebody stole his jacket, and I don't see what the problem is. Matter of fact, I don't even think he should have been suspended." So let me break this down. First of all, how you not gonna tell his daddy that the boy got suspended from school? I remember if I ever got in trouble in school, and this was before cell phones and all of that, I promise you my daddy knew before I got home. My mama called my daddy at work or vice versa. Well, usually my mama, because the school always called my mama first and then, but I promise you my daddy knew by the time he got home from work. If I had gotten in trouble at school, and I never got suspended from school, thank God. But I mean, I did get some phone calls home. And I promise you that my daddy knew. I promise you my daddy knew. So I don't understand, Ashley, why you didn't feel like it was necessary to tell his daddy that the boy had got suspended from school. But again, I appreciate the fact that he let her know he had a problem with it and they talked about it. But Ashley, come here, boo. As a teacher, we got to talk. You said, I don't feel like he should have been suspended. Let me tell you what your son did that was wrong. What your son did that was wrong, and the reason why he got suspended is because he took it upon himself to deal with the issue that he should have included an adult in. And what I mean by that is, he said somebody stole his jacket. He left his jacket in the cafeteria, came back to the cafeteria, his jacket was gone. Somebody told him who had it. And this is his words, because I rewound it and I listened to it twice. I went into the classroom and took his book bag out in the hall, and then we started fighting. I can only put myself in the position of that teacher, and some kid busts in my classroom while I am teaching, addresses a student about an issue such as a missing jacket, a missing book bag, whatever. You grab that kid's book bag and go out in the hallway with it. And then a fight ensues because, of course, now the boy whose book bag you done picked up and took out of classroom, yeah, he mad now because, first of all, you don't even know the situation. Maybe the boy said, "Oh, I know, I don't know Quick's son's name. I know Lil Quick. All right, I'm gonna grab up his jacket and I'll get it to him later." So you don't know that young man might have taken your jacket with good intentions, rather than leaving it in the cafeteria for somebody else to pick it up. But even if he had bad intentions, that wasn't your place to walk into that teacher's classroom in the middle of class and then you're going to pick up the boy book bag and take it in the hallway. So here's the thing. He didn't get suspended because somebody stole his jacket. He didn't even get suspended because he got suspended because he took it upon himself to deal with it, and it resulted in a fight. Because even if that young man threw a punch first, your son was still wrong for busting up in that teacher's classroom and taking his book bag out of the classroom. And like Quick said, God forbid something had been in that book bag other than a jacket. It plays out just like the scenes from House Party when Pops got the call from the house phone. I already knew about. Yeah, exactly, Keisha. I didn't get bad phone calls from school. I do remember almost getting in trouble because a teacher called to say I was doing good. Look, I make good phone calls too. His name is Antonio. Thank you. I try to do the ratio. If I have to make one bad phone call, I try to make 2 good phone calls and let parents know, hey, I'm calling to say, hey, I enjoy your child in my class. They're a great addition. I try to make good phone calls too, because I know parents don't always want to hear the bad stuff. Look, Lord. Absolutely not. The teacher and me rose up, the audacity, nerve, and entitlement of that child, and they want to talk about the Tylers. Exactly. But the one thing Quick said, and Quick, this is shit that gets you in trouble. This is the reason why Big Jamie probably gonna try to fight you at some point this season or at the reunion. Once again, you are using Lil Jamie as your example with your son. Don't do that. That's not right. He said, see, this probably because he said, I mean, my son is a good kid. Lil Jamie was probably a good kid once too. He's still a good kid. Well, he ain't a kid, but he's not you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. That was disrespectful. And if I were Jamie or Urena watching that episode, I'd be on the phone like, bruh. If he went to someone else's class, that means he left his class. Right. There you go, little baby. And that's the other thing, too. If he was in my classroom, that means he wasn't in his classroom. You know, you tell an adult and you say, listen, I think so-and-so has my jacket. Can I get a pass? You know, because kids do steal. Like, I ain't sitting here act like kids don't steal. But again, there's a process of how you handle it. You don't just run out and run up in somebody. Because I'm telling you now, you run up in my classroom like that, we got a problem. I keep my door locked, but that's another conversation. I ain't supposed to, but I do. Quick needs to be snatched up one good time, child. Quick was wrong for that. Quick was acting real sanctimonious. I know that's right, like he was speaking down on the Tylers. But that's like the third time he's done that this season. And I don't know where it's coming from. I feel like some things are going to play out this season, and maybe we might see where it's coming from because I think it's deeper, but whatever. Quick got one more time to bring up Lil Jamie. He needs to stop bringing him up, period. Quick be talking about Lil Jamie like he knew them since forever. He talking like the only family. Not, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, you know, again, Ashley, and again, I like you, Ashley, but that mentality is part of the problem we have in the school. Are the parents defending this bad behavior? And you're absolutely correct. Lil Jamie probably had some situations where he exhibited bad decisions, and the Tylers, maybe they did or maybe they didn't. The Tylers addressed it the way it needed to be addressed. But at the end of the day, really be out here like Joe Clark, get them, child. I do lock my doors, and I told my administrator I'm gonna keep locking them doors. I said, until y'all get them hallways under control, I'm gonna keep locking my doors. Because ain't nobody gonna because exactly what happened. Ain't nobody just walking up in my room. No ma'am, no Pam. Anyway, so Big Jamie gonna step to him. He said he was gonna address Quick, and they are still filming. So I feel like that got on camera because they are still filming, or they were when he said it. They were still filming. Because when I interviewed Ashley, she said they were on their way to go film a scene. So that was after Jamie said, the next time I see Quick, I'm gonna address it. So I feel like they're gonna put it on camera. I absolutely feel like they're gonna put it on camera. So we're gonna see it. So yeah, that just the hairs on the back of my neck stood up with that one. I was like, oh, Ashley, no. And again, she probably told their son, you ain't do nothing wrong. You shouldn't have been suspended. And again, now you putting yourself back in that same situation where probably Jamie and Urena maybe or maybe not handling it correctly. The other thing I had a problem with, and I know that was an edited scene, so I don't know everything that Quick said. Yes, that example that you gave was a good example, Quick. It could have been weapons or drugs or something in that bag. But what about where were you supposed to be? Why were you out of class? Did you tell an adult? That is how you're supposed to handle this. You let adults do what adults are supposed to do. You knew the name of the kid, right? You clearly knew the name of the kid and you knew where the kid was. You go to security. You go to an administrator. Hell, you go to your teacher. And you say, listen, so-and-so has my jacket. And even if you think he stole it, you say, I think so-and-so stole my jacket. Anyway, I'm beating a dead horse. Y'all get my point on that. That's my opinion. Ashley still walking the big tall boy up for school, waking us up. Right, the same boy that you worried about him getting up for school on time is the same one that you think is a good idea for him to be dealing with his own child. Anyway, I ain't doing that. I'm done with it. I said it. Okay. Joy and Sherelle, listen, I know that a lot of y'all from the Ready to Love world don't be rocking with Joy, but so far Joy is not getting on my nerves. Well, I like Joy, so I'm a little biased because I like Joy. Okay. But I'm with Joy on this 100%. Now, Sherelle wants to meet with Joy to talk to her about the comments that she made about her husband. And, Joy is like, I don't want to be here. Y'all know, like I know. Okay, boo. Y'all know, like I know, that the only reason why back here tomorrow, it's my night. I thought it was your day to do it. Y'all, it's your day to do it, isn't it? It's my night. Yeah. Hold on. I thought it was. Oh Lord. Hold on, y'all. Damn it. I thought it was y'all's day to host, whether you like it or not, panel.
Oh yeah, the church is talking about Beyonce.
Okay. So I never saw Ready to Love. I like Joy. A lot of people that saw Ready to Love don't really like Joy because they didn't like her from Ready to Love. I liked Joy on Ready to Love, and I like her so far. And I'm not saying I'm gonna like her by the end of the season, but so far I'm liking her. I thought the ladies were doing part 1 and part 2. Part 1 and part 2 of what? I missed it. No, I thought it was Ya, then me, and then we were ending with Sakina. I know Sakina is last. I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna call when I get off of here. I'm gonna go in the group chat. Because Ja's clearly gone because he ain't saying nothing. There's a delay on StreamYard. By the time I saw it, he was probably already gone. So anyway, the conversation was awkward, and nobody knew what the issue was. So this is what I'm gonna say right here. Sherelle, once again, you playing word games. You really want to talk to Joy about the whole issue that Joy has with your husband and with the whole situation. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. Hold on, y'all. Tracy, what you typing? What am I doing? Okay. All right. So anyway, with all that being said, y'all, I'm sorry. So we get to the conversation between Joy and Sherelle. Now, Sherelle wants to address this whole shady comment, which again, like I told y'all at the beginning, it really was never about the shady comment. I really feel like Sherelle wants to have a conversation with Joy and quote unquote clear the air. Joy don't want to talk about it, and I'm here for all of it. And when Joy finally broke down what happened, the more and more information Joy gives us, the more and more I'm understanding why Joy don't want to rock with this. And again, we're only getting one side of the story. But here's my problem. Joy was speaking from her experience with Black. You're speaking from what Black told you. And when Joy said, listen, I knew Black before you knew Black. And I'm speaking to what I experienced with him. Well, he's not that person anymore. That doesn't change what happened when I knew him. He may not be that person anymore. And maybe if he had it to do all over again, he would do it differently. But that's not what this conversation is about. The conversation is about what he did do and how I feel like it affected me. That's this conversation. That you want to talk, you want to act like nothing ever happened and your husband made all the right decisions and da 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 da. That ain't what I'm here for. And that is my issue with this conversation because she kept telling Joy, well, he's not that person anymore. And that was a long time ago. That doesn't change the conversation. You want me to tell you my experience. And so what we found out is Mumbo Sauce went on a tour. Right before the tour, 2 members quit. When they came back from the tour, those 2 members wanted to come back in the band. And Joy was like, I didn't think that was fair because we went on this tour with the new members and we shut it down. We had a lot of good buzz. We were getting a good following, a good fan base. And now that we came back and we done did all the hard work and went out there on this tour, now these members want to come back. Now, I don't know the situation about why the members quit, and I don't know the situation about why the members came back. But I do understand Joy's problem with that. I understand Joy's issue with it, right? So Joy says, she said, then Black gave them an ultimatum and said, well, if you don't let them come back, then I'm quitting. And Joy was like, well, then that's what you should have done. And that basically was the end of it. Now, the wife, Sherelle, doesn't deny the ultimatum because she was like, well, he told me all about the ultimatum. Then it don't sound like Joy lying. Again, maybe there's some minutia, but it sounds like he wasn't lying. And again, you don't get to rewrite history and tell me my experience. Joy didn't say this is who your husband is today. Joy said this was my experience when I was in a band with your husband 10 years ago, 15 years ago, however long the shit was. She didn't say this was her experience today. She said this was her experience 15 years ago. And that is the reason why she don't F with him. And that's why she don't ever want to F with him. And I don't blame her. Like, again, are things, we don't have Black side of the story yet. So all we know is one side of the story and it may change. But honestly, I don't see the issue. And Joy was like, look, I never used the word shady. I said he was unethical. I said he was this and he was that. But nope, I never said shady. And Sherelle is caught up on shady. And this one I will never understand. So you okay with unethical, but shady is where you draw the line. I would be more upset if somebody calling my husband unethical. Do you know that unethical? But you cool with unethical. You mad at shady. Again, Sherelle, you looking for a moment. You looking for a scene. You looking for a storyline. Because that was ridiculous. Just like the way you ended this episode was uncalled for. But we'll get to that. We almost there, child. Looking at my notes. Okay. So then we have Dr. Cunningham, who I guess is going to be Love and Marriage DC's Dr. Francis. Okay. He showed up in his little Versace sweater, honey. And what I can appreciate is that he was holding Big Jamie accountable as well as little Jamie. Hey, Xavier. Right, Tracy. He was an F boy. Right. Tracy, what did you type in me, child? Oh, all right, y'all. It is my turn. Damn. Okay. So the whether you like it or not panel will be here tomorrow, honey. Okay. Seems like Sherelle was expecting Joy to backpedal on what she said, but nope. Since she didn't, she had to fake her anger somewhere and it didn't land at all. Right. Because is that what you wanted? You thought Joy was going to BP and PP up out of that? And Joy ain't that person. Joy is very much, I said what I said. And I'll add to it before I take it away. I agree, Xavier. Xavier said, I'm glad that Carlos is showcasing Black male therapists. We need more of that representation. And I agree with that as well. And I'm going to say this. I think that Dr. Cunningham I appreciated Dr. Cunningham. Again, I appreciate the fact that he was holding Big Jamie accountable as well. And he did not allow Big Jamie to get away with no excuses. Oh, well, I probably had a few drinks. He was like, I'm not going to allow you to use that as an excuse. I need you to, and he even said, listen, we're going to have to move in baby steps. And he told Jamie, but then when he went to little Jamie, he didn't let him off the hook either. He was like, what do you think is holding you back from achieving your goals? And he told me something, I don't know. He said, it's you. It's you. I like the fact that they brought up him saying that he wanted to harm himself. I like the fact that they brought that up. And I like the way I feel like it was addressed. And I'm sure it was addressed more in-depthly all off camera. But I like the fact that as soon as that came up, Dr. Cunningham was like, whoa, wait, hold on. We need to put a pin in this because we need to address this. When's the last time you felt that way? Why do you feel that way? Boom, 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 boom. I like the fact that he asked Big Jamie to walk out the room so he could talk to him about it more clearly and said, listen, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I was here for that conversation. I hope that they continue, because therapy is not a one-stop shop. It's not a one-time thing. So I hope that they continue to move through this and work on their relationship. They do, through social media, they do look like they're in a much better space. And I hope that it's because they've been working on it and not just, they've been pushing the problems along. Then we get to Quick's street ceremony. Shout out to my girl Cookie. Cookie was at Ashley's birthday party too. Cookie was at the street naming. You saw the person that he hugged and he said, "My little sister." That's Cookie. The ceremony was cool. He cried. Everybody got emotional. He said he wished his parents could be there to see it. His sister was there. His grandmother was there. It was an emotional day, as it should have been. Great accomplishment. I was here for it. Here's my problem. And again, I know we're filming a reality show, but that was a real effed up, Sherelle. There was absolutely, positively no reason for you to run up on Urana and address her over something that's stupid. If it had been serious, if it had been a real issue that couldn't wait, maybe. But I still would have been like, wrong place, wrong time. At the most I would have gave you, Sherelle, was for you to say to Urana, "Hey girl, man, you need to talk. Can we meet for dinner tomorrow? Or what are y'all doing after this? Can we go have a drink? Or I'm going to call you later." But for you to address Urana over the word shady at an event like that, as something as important and as monumental as for Quick, I don't care about a TV show. That was real effed up on your part. That was real effed up on your part. I don't care about no TV show. I don't care about filming a scene. Y'all could have just as easily told the producers, "All right, we'll film the scene, but let's walk to our car and let's do it over by the cars. Let's do it down the street. I don't want to interrupt what Quick has going on." Y'all could have still filmed that scene, but I really think it was effed up for production. If it was on production, if it was on Sherelle, whoever it was, because that was a real event. That wasn't something that was contrived for the show. You know how they have stuff that they do just for the show? That was a real event. That was something that was really going on, that was important, that was a major event in Quick's life. And I think it was effed up that y'all used it as an opportunity for some bullshit. Again, you didn't even have no real issue with her because she used the word shady. That was stupid. And that was with Ashley. We all about to be up in here fighting. The mayor was there. It was right. This was a real event. The mayor of Baltimore was there. This wasn't something they created for the purposes of filming this show. This was real. Quick really has a street named after him in Baltimore. Like, this was a real thing. Yes, the mayor was there. The news media, like the media was there. Like, this was real. Right. She needs to keep that energy for Joy. No, she needs to keep that energy for her husband, because Joy ain't done nothing to you either. As a matter of fact, every time Joy has spoken on your husband, it's because she was asked and not that she volunteered. She has yet to volunteer anything. The closest we came was that first little event, the pink party, where Joy saw Sherelle and was like, "Yeah, I don't F with her." But she ain't been out here bad mouthing this man, this woman's husband. She just said me and him was in a band together and it ain't work out, and I don't like how he did business. But I don't feel like that's a bad thing. That's her experience. She ain't say he stole no money. He ain't say she, that. Child. I need Really B to start going to the events that she gets the invites to and bring the members back to tea. And on that note, that was where the episode ended. That was where the episode ended. And I will talk to y'all. Listen, I'm going to do the Real Housewives of Potomac, but y'all got to come back. It probably ain't going to be no notifications, so I'm going to try to schedule it. I need to watch it, but I'll probably schedule it for like 9:45-ish. And it's only because I don't have to go to work tomorrow that y'all getting these back-to-back-to-back lives. I got some energy. I drank me some coffee. Boom, 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 boom. Now, when I crash, it's probably going to be an ugly thing. But anyway, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. And I will see y'all in about an hour and a half, child. Bye.